This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
This is Monster, my podcast.
And these are the wood giants or the Voadkyn, a.k.a. Lonely Boys. Los Lonely Boys.
There's a monster in my podcast.
Yeah, mischief, and also William Dafoe looking motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, no, it's the wood elf blood. I think that these guys are the progenitors.
But they don't look anything like a wood elf.
They've got all the skills and stuff.
On their,
what?
On their face. I'm just based on how they look. Like where their ears are placed on their skull.
Yeah, they've got real temple ears, I think.
Yeah, it's like where horns would be on a demon.
Right.
Very strange.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit too lantern-jawed for a Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like Thomas Hayden Church. They're the Thomas Hayden Church giants.
Yeah,
from Bloodborne.
I love wings.
Yeah, I have they definitely look like this was drawn based on a person, like an actor.
Yeah,
and
they were looking 20 years into the future to what Mickey Rourke would look like.
Yeah.
Oh man, ears should not go there. Like
it's very fucked up.
Yeah, their ears are placed exactly where a distinguished older man's graying temple should be.
Mm-hmm. Where Mr. Fantastic is gray. Yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
They look bad. Like as much as these seem like they're kind of interesting and there's nothing particularly wrong with them, in their entry, I could never take this thing seriously or think it is cool.
No, because the DM would say, from the distance in the mist through the tree trunks, you see this gigantic person carrying a bow that is 3 times as tall as you, with ears on the very tippy top of their head. Okay,
yep.
All right, well, fuck that.
His face is incredibly leathery. Oh, is he wearing boots? No, my son. How do you feel about straps?
Even though his calves are mostly covered by bandages, his feet are mostly exposed, so he can free up the range of movement.
Yes, for his toes. Surely, as a giant, he throws boulders.
Nope.
He's the one that does not. Yeah. These things. They're kind of sad. They hang out with elves, and there is that progenitor is a thing. These guys, there's some elf blood in here.
They feel a deep kinship.
Yeah. But they're also people like them, but they're too flighty and goofy.
Right. Yeah.
And never in a hurry to do anything, and it just doesn't match their illustration.
No. They look severely practical. You know what? God fucked me with this face. So I'm not going to give you the time of day. If
there was a word balloon for this, it'd be, the fuck do you say to me? That's what he looks like he's saying. It's he's so not fanciful or anything. It's the entry came after the illustration, or the illustration came, vice versa. They weren't written in pairing with each other.
Right. No. So I'm just looking at this, and again, I'm sorry to emphasize the illustrations for this, but I hope that we're painting a word picture here. His head is about 3 times the size it ought to be. If we're going to try how to draw comics the Marvel way on this guy, he's about 2x Cyclops on the head size.
He's got the proportions of the Thing, but his body is skinny,
right?
Iron Man or something. Because a head should be a body should be 6 head sizes in the Marvel way,
right?
And the Thing is 4.5.
Yeah, this guy's 4 heads. 4 heads easy.
Yeah, and he's not. I said he wasn't a garbage fire as far as an entry. He's not actually that interesting either.
No, the most interesting thing about him, this is one of the only things I've highlighted, is that he's completely hairless.
Yeah.
He's the most aerodynamic of the giants.
It's so he can sneak. So he doesn't leave behind follicles. It's like Gattaca.
He doesn't have the of hair rubbing on hair. He just has a of skin on skin.
I'm gonna go to the Pirate Bay and find Voadkyn sharpening on pubic hair.mp4 and download it onto my computer for tonight.
That can't be it. We've only been going for 2 minutes.
Fuck.
So giants, this is I'm looking at the planning sheet that I have. This is the last of these really protracted ones. We talked about the golems way back at the beginning of this. It's no secret that we record these in batches. like Giants, like this should have just been like maybe 2-3 entries with a bunch of like Beholder-esque, like, why does this get 28 pages whereas the Beholders get like 4?
I wonder if at the time, I was going to say that they knew that there'd be a Beholder like splat book, but I'm sure there's a Giant splat book too.
I'm positive.
So yeah, so I don't know. I think it is just a weird, because I mean, there's that one that clearly came from a different campaign setting. The rest of them
the
don't
Desert
seem to
Giants
have.
one,
Yeah, the rest of them seem like they're just OG Giants. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it is an iconic monster, but it's not an interesting one.
No.
So that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We made some hay, but like, I'm glad we can put it behind us.
Yeah. So I can see one more desert ahead of us, and that's not until like midway through next year, and that's the lycanthropes.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Lycanthropes are going to be
really
real
hard.
Yeah, like we're not going to dedicate 3 weeks to lycanthropes like I have on this sheet here. No, like that's going to be like 1 week because
I mean the difference between like a were rat and a were fucking badger, like it's not. And even this entry, like it's fine when we do these things and they're spaced out because we did ghouls. Mm-hmm. Zombies aren't going to be that much more interesting than ghouls.
No, but we can pass on. Like they're like,
yeah.
I think that so when we're planning these, it's less about like the experience for the listener. It's more about the experience for us.
Right, because they translate.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Like if we're having, if it's fun for us, I think it makes a better show.
True.
If we're we've got nothing but stone giants ahead of us, it's hard to get excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end this, Gary.
We can just say, a heartfelt goodbye to Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Giants, you did your best.
You tried. You tried so hard.
You played Copsy until you missed.
You went so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
It didn't matter. Yep. Umbasa.
Umbasa. Brought to you by our backers at patreon.com/DuckFeed.tv.